How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to JDC Studio. My name is Jacob, and I'm ranking another one of your NCS lists, but this one isn't a top 10, it's a top 20. Specifically, the top 20 list of Max the Ranker. I was just going to do the top 10, however, because I thought his list was so good, I just had to rank the entire thing. And top 10 or not, this is easily the list that's the most similar to mine because it has 6 songs that are also in my top 20. And I'm not going to spoil them for now, but how awesome is that? So without further ado, let's get into this list, starting with number 20.
But I swear I mean it. I hope you're happier now. Now that I'm gone, moving on. I know you wish I was putting it out. And all you want is a memory lost. And I still think all I know is we're here.
Number 19 is Colorblind by Netrum and Halverson, which is Max's 12th favorite NCS song. This has got to be one of my least favorite dubstep songs on NCS for a good amount of its melodies, especially the one in the intro and outro are far too screechy for my enjoyment. The best parts are probably the latter half of each drop, which do sound a tad bit hopeful, but unfortunately not enough to save the song. I give it a 40 out of 100.
Cracky.
Number 18 is Puzzle 2024 Edit by Retrovision, which is Max's 20th favorite NCS song. I find the drops a bit bland as a slightly bad rip-off of Firestarter by Jeonghyun and KDH but a pitch higher, though I guess it's nice that this has a slightly enhanced chord progression from previous versions of this track, and the beat switch up in the break is quite awesome. Also, is this the most recent intro cut out occasion? I give this a 68 out of 100. Number 17 is Apollo by Malik Bash, which is Max's 18th favorite NCS song. I seem to be one of the few members of this community who doesn't give this a near perfect score, and I therefore find this overrated. My decreased enjoyment could be due to the main melody, which I feel is slightly loud and unpleasant, but I definitely enjoyed the long intro and outro, of course, the icy pluck synth after the intro, and especially the orchestral section. I give it a 72 out of 100. Although this is one spot higher than it was in the top 100 viewed video, because this list has 5 times less songs, that does mean this has grown off me, as well as Flutter, Shadows, and Heroes Tonight. I didn't mention how epic all the build-ups are, which I still think is true, but now I've realized how empty the even-numbered drops and outro are. Nostalgia never disappears in these songs though. My updated rating is 74 out of 100.
Ask me how he got here, 'cause you don't know how, you say it would.
Number 13 is New World by Kira, which is Max's most favorite NCS song. Quite a based pick if you ask me. Another one that feels like an adventure, to be more specific and unironic, exploring a new world. The keys in the intro already embody this and repeat throughout the build-up. The 4 notes in the bar before the drop could be used to symbolize a racing countdown. A bit of a strange observation from someone who plays a lot of racing video games. The drop keeps the theme with a slightly weird melody, but not necessarily in a bad way, it just adds uniqueness. I give this an 80 out of 100.
Where do you turn when you need someone? Where do you hide when you just can't run?
Number 12 is Crowded Room by Josh Rubin and Highland, which is Max's 4th favorite NCS song. From what I know, this seems to be one of the most loved songs of 2024, and although it's not that far up for me personally, I can honestly see why. The drops are super powerful, and the general vibes and atmosphere are executed greatly. The potential drawback is the lyrics, as I question the verses a bit, but the choruses are on point, especially when paired with that dramatic piano. I give this an 84 out of 100. Number 10 is Hover by Ice Hunt featuring Helen Tess, which is Max's 14th favorite NCS song. The uniqueness of the songs in these lists never fail to impress me. This is a prime example, as the whole thing is extremely atmospheric, albeit in a different light than Crowded Room, and I struggle to compare it to anything I've heard before. The sound design is simply intriguing, specifically the melodies and arpeggios. Part of me wishes there were more lyrics, but at the same time I feel like that wouldn't be necessary. Either way, I can't explain how mesmerizing the outro is. I give this an 87 out of 100. Number 9 is When I'm Gone by Tetrix Bass and Roynox featuring Ellen Louise, which is Max's 13th favorite NCS song. I completely agree with your reasoning about how only a high score would make sense here. The immediate single drum and arpeggio in the intro get you thrilled, although there's other songs that can pull this off better. I find it interesting how the verses have a sort of but not quite drop-esque beat, although the actual drops are superior with their cool chord melody combination, especially the last one, as the steadier rhythm feels like more of a blast, and you can't forget the addition of occasional bro step. I give this an 89 out of 100.
Oh, you were like, no, come on, let's rewind till I smile.
Number 8 is Villain by Alwick featuring Tyler Fior, which is Max's 11th favorite NCS song. Although I wouldn't say it's unique, it definitely has great variety. For a while, I only knew the first half of the drop, where a similar beat of that to This Life but a bit less insane is present, as well as a farmland style guitar. And I already loved it, so I don't know what took me so long to give it a full listen. But after doing so, I realized the verses are just as much a highlight with the background strings and Tyler's genuine sounding vocals. Even the latter half of the drops bring in more new sick melodies, and the wind down to the ending drum is an excellent conclusion. What can I say? Expect the unexpected. For NCS, that is seemingly always a positive comment. I give this a 91 out of 100. Number 7 is Awakening by Def Quap, which is Max's 3rd favorite NCS song. This heavily reminds me of Memory because of the key and genre being mid-tempo house. My preference between the two of them keeps fluctuating, but nonetheless, peak night vibes, splendid melody and progression, and the break is especially heroic. I could never get behind the hate on this amazing song if I tried. I give it a 93 out of 100. This is currently the 8th honorable mention for my top 100, but I think it's prone to change. Number 4 is Happy Accidents by Anuksha, which is Max's 2nd favorite NCS song. Had I actually finished this list when it was requested, the positions of this and Firefly Part 2 would have been swapped, but I've realized this is even more of a ride and general thrill. To start, it has one of the best intros I've heard in a long time. The chord progression is set immediately with hopeful sounding synth pads, and the soon-to-come main melody already makes your imagination run wild. Vocal samples transition us into sort of the build-up with the classic Anuksha beat and chord. A very minor but also very good addition is the tom drums to often fill the ends of clauses. This can be heard leading into the first drop, which combines all elements before it with a full beat. The proceeding is yet again heroic with the piano and strings, leading to a more laid-back beat interlude before those beats disappear, bringing us to the true highlight of the song. The last build-up is extremely lengthy, so much so that it continues when you think it'll end, but all that means is more immense anticipation for what's to come. And was it all worth it? Oh man, where do I even start? After another set of toms and vocals, the last drop introduces an enhanced bass pattern going in and out with the chords following it, as well as the beat steady to put the focus on that incredible melody again. And this combination is simply out of this world. I can't help but get chills every time I listen to this section in particular, as it offers an unbelievable listening experience. This has joined my top guilty pleasures list alongside Ruby, and has maybe even dethroned it as the biggest one on the label for me due to it being higher in my rankings now. I give it an 100 out of 100. This is currently my 16th favorite NCS song.
Stay by your side. It's you and I.
Number 3 is You and I by Culture Code featuring Alexis Dawn, which is Max's 8th favorite NCS song. Not long ago at all, it was actually my 8th favorite too, until it got overtaken by Here We Are and re-overtaken by Jumbo, bumping it down 2 spots. But for the time being, it's still up there because of how phenomenal everything here is. The vocals sound so lovely, paired with the guitar giving me nice wintry vibes. The off-drop stayed chilled the whole time, build-ups included, unlike Happy Accidents, yet you still know something incredible is coming, which is the overwhelming and otherwise inexplicable feeling of finality and success like no other in the drops. I give this an 100 plus out of 100. As mentioned earlier, this is currently my 10th favorite NCS song.
But I need you again.
Number 2 is Need You Again by Sad Boys, Roy Knox, and Jake Newmar, which is Max's 17th favorite NCS song. Dude, I just realized this is the first NCS song ranking video I've made with songs from my current top 5, and I'm overjoyed to have the privilege of discussing this insane collab unforeseen to all of us, as I truly think it could not be more perfect in any aspect. The intro piano and background pads sound somber but uplifting at the same time, putting hopes over the top. An electric guitar makes its entrance shortly after, helping to set the atmosphere, and the build-up adds in Sad Boys' background guitars for accompaniment. Obviously, I didn't enjoy them in previous works of theirs, but this is a different story as you will continue to see. All the aforementioned is already bringing enjoyment to the highest, at least that is possible this early on, and the build-up with beats coming in and the classic Roy synth chords foreshadowing only push it way further up. However, there's one more thing I haven't mentioned yet that I should, which is the lyrics. Jake was the ideal choice as vocalist for this song. The message is super genuine and heartfelt, and you can almost feel the pain in his voice, despite the positive instrumentation that somehow manages to blend together so well. But what he's done in the drops, especially the last one, is beyond words. It just takes the fire and emotions that the elated combination of the guitars, chords, beats, and every element present created and multiplies it 1,000-fold. Believe it or not, this feels even more like a lasting eternal victory than You and I itself. To help us greet this expedition of a masterpiece goodbye are a few last measures of the vamp guitar playing only the tonic note, and wow, they could not have used a better, more effective conclusion. Although this wasn't the longest song released in its week, it's right around 4 minutes, which in my opinion is the perfect length for this song. I would have never expected Fell for a Demon to get dethroned as my favorite song by Roy Knox, especially considering the drastic decrease of quality in other songs released around that time, and even now still, but he's done it. Oh, and did I mention how much of a comeback this was for Sad Boys? Going from songs like Romeo and Juliet and Happier Now, which I didn't like personally, to one of their best on the label? Is this a dream? I'm not familiar with other songs Jake Newmar has sung, but again, his voice was the perfect addition. These three have come together to show everyone that nothing is impossible, that maybe we didn't ask for this collab, but we needed it. At least for the year of 2025, nothing will change my mind when I say this was it, and I am more than thrilled for the next of each of their works. Yes, Sad Boys, yes, Roy, yes, Jake, we need you again. I give this an 100 plus out of 100. This is currently my 4th favorite NCS song, and I don't care if 10 other people have this opinion, I do too. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new and enjoy the content on my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to Max too to support him. But for now, that's all I've got for you, so I'll see you in the next one. JDC out.